Go.
Okay, so for my lesson, I taught my lesson on verbs. And I wish I had the book, but I put a picture of the book. That is the book that I use to root, to toot, to parachute. And it's all about verbs, and it rhymes. And I use the document cam, and I read them the book. And it was so cute because they were actually reading along with me, which is good. So my lesson was on verbs, and the goal that I wanted to get the message, well, not the message, but the lesson that I wanted to get to the class was to be able to identify a verb, be able to use it in a sentence, and just know what verbs are opposed to action verbs, linking verbs. So I put together a smart word mini lesson on verbs. It was kind of like an introduction, and then I went and then read a book, and then we did some activities. And next week when I show my actual lesson, I'll bring in the student work so you guys can see, because I collected like samples of student work. But then I'll take a light so I can show you what I put together. Like, it took me like probably 2 days to do this, just because you want to kind of make sure that you have everything, you know, in order, everything flows, everything works good. So this was the first page of mine. And then I just made a slide, and I said verbs are. And then each student would have the chance to like come up. I drew numbers, and then they could just click on 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then verbs are words that show action, one of the 8 parts of speech, words that show being, and then some examples would be run, jump, yell, practice, whisper, and cry. And I made sure the words that I used in this were 4th grade friendly, because you don't want to have like big college words, because they're going to be like, what are you talking about? And then I said verbs are words that tell us what something or someone or something is doing, so run and hug. Then I got pictures to show like running and hugging. Then this was a favorite in the class. I really liked this too. They had the chance to, I drew numbers again because I wanted to give everybody a chance. And then they had the chance to come up and pick out the words that are verbs. So,
do you want to actually, here, hold on. Simone, you want to come up and find the words that are verbs? Come on up. Come on up, and you could, because that would actually be helpful. Come here. Okay, so remember Brianna was saying that there are words that talk about action. Ask her, okay? You haven't had a lot of experience with smart words.
The words that are verbs, remember that verbs, they tell us what someone or something is doing, so like run and hug. So, out of all these balloons, can you find a verb?
Right here.
Okay, try touching it.
And then it makes noise, and then it puts a check if it's a verb.
Oh,
that one got missed.
Apple is a...
Yeah, but it was...
Apple was there.
Was it?
That was
Oh,
jump.
yeah, it was.
There.
Oh, they're
So you
switched.
were right.
Okay.
You were right.
You were right.
Well, here's a tricky one. Color could be a verb or a noun, huh? Nice work.
Nice.
So they all got a chance to come up, and she did a good job. Minus that little whatever got said. I don't know what happened. So out of these, then I did another activity and said find the correct verb in each sentence, and then when the correct verb is found, the word will turn red. So Andy hit the ball. So they would say hit, and then hit would turn red. And then Malachi swims in the pool. They would put swims, and he swims. And then Kaylin eats pizza. And I thought about you.
That's a good example, though, because using the names of the students in your class is a good strategy.
I thought about her. I was like, I don't know her name. And then I go, Caitlin. So then I did another activity because more practice is good for them when it actually comes to the worksheet work. And these are just words you can just drag to fill in the blank. So my dog blank his street, which would be 8. And then you would just drag whatever. Yeah, it gets all messed up, but if you use your knuckle, it works better.
Oh yeah, what the
I've learned that by doing this, if you use your knuckle, it works like a lot better than your finger. But you guys will get the hang of it. And then you just drag, and then the magnifying glass, it checks your work.
Ah, neat.
And then for this one, the vortexes, they love these. That's why I kind of put the vortexes in my lesson. So all the words that are verbs, you would drag it to that vortex, and all the words that are not verbs, you would drag it out. And if the word is not right, it'll spit it back out. So for example,
Oh, wait, let's have somebody who wants to volunteer to be Bree's student. All right.
you can.
Caitlin, since we already had you mentioned on the previous page.
So all the verbs you put in the verb side. You know, like go in.
All right. Try being wrong.
You know, spit it
Oh.
back out.
Oh, there's like ones underneath.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Neat.
So I just drew numbers again. They each had a turn to, come up and have a chance. And if they weren't right, I gave them another chance because you don't want to, you always want to tell them why it's not right. You just don't want to say it's wrong, but you also want to tell them why. And then that was it.
Excellent. So, turn on the light again, and let's take a couple of questions for Bree.
Caitlin.
How did you find like the vortex things? Were that in a previous lesson that someone
That
made?
is on the Smart Exchange website, and it's on this website called pppst.com. It's this man, I forget his name, but he has so many PowerPoints and lessons on anything you can think of, from like gender and racism to nouns. He has it, like anything you can think of.
Have you uploaded that to the Facebook group?
I think I did. I can't remember. I would have to go in and check.
Okay.
But if I didn't, I can just do it right now.
Yeah.
And you guys can really use that website. My cooperating teacher told me about that website. But the Smart Exchange has so much on it. You just have to really sit down and go through it, because that's what I did in order to find stuff. I had to just sit down and use the website and go through it. But there's so much.
Nice. Simone, do you have a comment?
I learned about verbs in my school.
Did you?
Was this a good way to help you practice it? What do you like about using the smartboard?
I don't really use it in my class. My teacher does, but it's really fun to watch it being done.
Nice. Other things that people would like to appreciate for Bree? Yeah.
I also like how they were able to check it right away. Their work, like they could do the magnifying glass themselves. They weren't just, it wasn't you just being like, that's right or that's wrong. They had to discover it for themselves, which I thought was cool.
Nice. All right. Applause for Bree.